FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com.
What up, world? This is Grammy music producer Ryan Ghost Bowser rocking it out with First Fam West Radio and your man's Mr. Illustrator. And on the ones and twos, we got Crazy D. Spin that, man.
Keep the tools in the box. The haters wanna stop it. Mine's on like cocaine. I'm a fly human being. Money is the reason. No, it ain't about those games. Keep the tools in the box. The haters wanna stop it. Mine's on like cocaine. Pure white, Peruvian. Take flight, ride the wind. Long nights, getting it in. Is this the life of a hooligan? Ninjas on the street, they trying to avoid the chalk. Talk it out, maybe after let the haters spark. Gunshots, bury victims in the dirt quick. Circle of death, calling it the work shift. Mind blown, mind gone. Just took a life he don't care about his own. But this is what the youth taught, turned up. Mommy offered those pills, plus she coked up. Out to celebrate, told it's the last days. Racing, chase away the pain, love is lame. Ain't no shame, she peeling off her lace and things.
FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com.
I threw my soul on this motherfucking beat. I kill a nigga just to make sure that I eat. Listen to my heart, I hear my daughter when that beat. Talk to Moo, he hear that say when I speak, yeah. Mama told me watch all the company you keep, yeah. Slide on the west and then we post up on the east, yeah. I'm on your neck, it ain't no motherfucking sleep, yeah. Creep up on you, I know some motherfucking creeps, yeah. Hey, just be patient, your time gon' come. Like a rock star on the stage, I just mind my drum. Pull a pistol in the middle of some beef, I'm behind my gun. If it ain't the police, you can never name a time I run. Easty nigga, I kept that dope in my socks, okay. You better duck or get motherfucking shot, yeah, okay. You ain't my brother if you fucking with ops, yeah, okay. Stick up your plug and have him take me to your spot, yeah, okay. See, you don't understand that peek through them blinds. I was dancing with the devil, brother, time after time. Guarantee you see murder, you take a look inside my eyes. Money called me and told me they all acting surprised. Can't believe what you saying, I know you wear a disguise. You gon' fail trying to play me, you gon' die trying to try. Put some shots in this upper body, put his soul in the sky. I am not with the back and forth, all my niggas trying to slide on gorillas. Through my soul on this motherfucking beat. I kill a nigga just to make sure that I eat. Listen to my heart, I hear my daughter when that beats. Talk to Moo, he hear that say when I speak, yeah. Mama told me watch all the company you keep, yeah. Slide on the west and then we post up on the east, yeah. I'm on your neck, it ain't no motherfucking sleep, yeah. Creep up on you, I know some motherfucking creeps, yeah. See, you don't hate me, you just hate the addiction. I remember being alone in the most fucked up position. I pray to God every night, remove me out these conditions. They gon' judge before they know you and really see how you living. Can't expect you to pay attention and really seek out the difference. But let me warn you, please keep my name up out of your mentions. I'd rather, nah, fuck that, yeah.
Yeah.
I just stay down and stay out the way. I just got some pounds and I got some yay. Real niggas around, you look out of place. Quarter brick right now and that's just on the face. Sell it all right now, it all be gone today. Good customer service, we don't make them wait. We constantly serving, play, get him a play. We constantly serving, play, get him a play. But I just stay down and stay out the way. I just got some pounds and I got some yay. Hey, real niggas around, you look out of place. Get a quarter bit right now, and that just on the face. Hey, sell it all right now, and I'll be gone today. Hey, good customer service, we don't make them wait. Hey, we constantly serving big and hammer play. Hey, we constantly serving big and hammer play. I come from the bottom, I say with a tray. Got a twist like Carter, he just wanna bang. Hey, I just want the paper, I don't wanna hang. Hey, that boy that met the world, now he's such a pain. Hey, I just met your girl, she left with a stranger. Hey, soon we shot it up, she knew I was gangster. Hey, I don't take no threats or no ultimatums. Hey, if you talking chop, you talking my language. Copper sip, hit half liter of the road. Big earner, but I used to be an underdog. Don't keep 100, that's why I don't fuck with y'all. You can come, try to strike, you gon' get a gutter ball. Losing all my fucking life, I can't take another loss. Grinding all winter, and I don't take the summer off. Putting that's to make a half brick, do a somersault. He's special, he just fuck around and run 100 up. Add it up, I'm a real nigga just to sum it up. You can't be with me, little homie, you ain't done enough. Hey, Joey, can you throw me something? No, not at all. But if you cop folk, I might take 100 off. Sold his ass headbang and get some Tylenol. You get pulled when you leave here, then I am not involved. Put the bands around my neck to make it freeze up. If my grandma was here to see me, she say Jesus. She was busy see me with that money and she freed up. Miss me with that little boy Larry shit, I ain't no peon. Blood on the way, damn it took him an E. For up on the price, I need something we can agree on. Put a brick in the crib across face. Fuck it up, tryna cook it, nigga, that's the old days. You push it always, hitting plays are always. Giving out quarters like motherfucking arcade. Listen to your pockets, nigga, fuck what your heart say. Yeah, I keep that fire on my fucking dark days. Me and my pistol will never part ways. Me and my pistol will never part ways. I just stay down and stay out the way. I just got some pounds and I got some yeah. Real niggas around, you look out of place. Quarter brick right now and that's just on the face. Sell it all right now, it all be gone today. Good customer service, we don't make them wait. We constantly serving big and hammer play. We constantly serving big and hammer play.
Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Watch the shooter. That's a shooter. Right there.
Yes, sir.
Y'all saw that. Hold on, man. Oh boy, I was a little noisy in the back, but yeah. Y'all saw that. Let's see that shit. Turn this down. Hey, what's up? Hope everybody in good spirits. Y'all know what it is. Sabbath service, you know, with your boy Ill and BrothaPUSH. And today we going in on a few things, man. We got hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold up. We're still here. We're still around. Don't trip. Just want to make sure something's put together right. Yo, hold on, we still here. Just doing something right quick. I'll check this out right quick. We're back on schedule. Yo, Push, you still there, right? Alright, y'all. My bad. We still around. We still around, don't we? Okay, you still around? Alright.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, that's some shit.
Yeah, I was just trying to check something. Shit was had to tweak something right quick, y'all. Shit is right. Alright, I'll get to that later. Hey, but what we talking about today is who took the lost souls of Europe, exploring the dark past of history, and we're gonna talk about the Black Plague curse on the old world, uncovering lost civilizations. So y'all gotta put y'all thinking caps on, man. We gotta get to it, man. You know how we do. We ain't no dummies.
So, man, this one right here, it's one right here.
Well, I can't hear you. You sound
so
muffled.
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, he gonna come back, but let me play this video again. This was an inside job, y'all. This is definitely an inside job. And on the last show, we talked about, was it an inside job? And it appears to be an inside job. Before we get into the service. But yeah, this is crazy. And of course, this ain't got shit to do with black folks, right? This is white folks' problem. But of course, they're going to make a spectacle. They're going to put it out there and get y'all to believe what they want y'all to believe. They saying that the 22-year-old shot on the roof 200 feet away and killed this man with precision. But things ain't always what it seemed to be, right? So yeah, this is crazy right here. Man,
Right there.
you see how that thing came up?
There, watch the shooter. That's a shooter. There. Right there, watch the shooter. That's a shooter. Right there.
His shirt went up and everything.
Yep.
Side. I knew it was a side shot. I knew it wasn't straight on.
Yo, it came out clearly. You saw that? Y'all know y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that. What's his name? Tyler or some shit like that. Tyler Robinson. Free Tyler Robinson, man. talking about giving that nigga the death penalty. Shit. That nigga ain't gonna do no time.
Right there. Right there. Watch the shooter. That's the shooter. Right there.
His shirt went up and everything.
Yep.
Side.
I ain't gonna play no more. They be tripping on YouTube and shit. But yeah, let's get to this, man. That's crazy, Push, man. You told me about it. I really was thinking, oh man, they, you know, looking at it like, man, they got that young dude, man. And I'm like, man, he must have been a marksman, straight sniper for real. What's up, Chocolate Tie in the building? Got Sherman in the building. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Y'all gonna put y'all thinking caps on. Y'all know what's up. We about to get to this. Classics to go. A modest proposal.
Hey, bro, I need you to put on the doggone other one. The
You wanna put the other one up? Okay.
yeah,
All right.
leg doctor.
Wait, if you were detained
We
at
need to see
any
this.
California women's prison, such as Chowchilla Women's Facility, Folsom, or
in that type of content.
So we about to go into the Black Plague curse on the old world. Sharpshooter for sure, right? Hey, I think he had some type of like I seen it. I don't know if that was the weapon, but it looked like a cell phone turned into a gun, and it didn't have no muzzle flash. You didn't see. You saw the flash, but it wasn't no. You know how guns kick back, got smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's gunfire. There wasn't none of that, but it was a spark. If you really look at the video, you see a spark, and he missed. So they shot him a few times. At the end of the show, we're gonna show you the video where they show Kennedy getting popped by his by the driver. So yeah. Hey man, talk to us, Push, man. The Black Plague curse on the old world, uncovering lost civilizations, man. What we talking about? I see Brazil, Chicago, Germany, Vatican. What we doing?
Yeah, bro. So this was some stuff that I learned, bro, that, you know, especially like when it comes to our history, you know, I always wondered, like, you know, because, you know, a lot of our black people, we've been empowered in the past.
Right.
That is the history of the world, you know.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
how did we lose power? And that's
Right.
what this video shows right here, is how we lost power, meaning that they put a disease on us, bro. And we've been under plagues for the last 700 years. So I'm going to show, that's what I'm showing in that right there,
Okay.
is how we fell out of power, bro. And it wasn't by a gun. Like, we wasn't like beat out like one army beat the other army. It's literally with bio. So this is
Biohazard.
it's
Yeah.
literally, but look, they're using bio in the 1300s. So that's the why I'm showing those buildings right there, because those buildings are old buildings that go back. You know, like
Right.
the world had castles and all that stuff. It wasn't like people were living in broken down huts.
Right.
So the technology was there. We got to realize, like, literally before the 12th century, there was electricity and homes with lights. That history has been lost, bro. So that's what this shows right here, because in order for all that history to be lost, a lot of unaliving had to happen. And I found that that was through man-made plagues. So that's what this is talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Y'all strap up, man. We about to get into this.
Please drop a like and subscribe.
And make sure y'all go check out BrothaPUSH and subscribe to his channel. We got the website, pushypush.com. Go over there and subscribe.
But let's jump into this. The old world. I wanted to express my theory of what happened to the old world when I look at these buildings right here, they're made literally with a mathematic that a lot of our buildings do not have. You know, we have like standard buildings. And when I look at these right here, this lets me know that the previous paradigm had things about it that was great. And the thing that is troubling to me is the lack of information about this previous time. You know, I'm also having thoughts of where did all the people go for this previous paradigm. There's this thought that I have that we had a breakaway society, like a group of people who hid themselves from society while I believe the dark things of the earth began to happen. And I believe that this group reemerged, you know, after those dark things have passed. So I kind of want to go into what I believe those things are.
You're not gonna believe what happened. Tell me everything. I'll show you on Monday.com. So I started the biggest.
This is the great example right here. Where did all the people go? You know, when you're looking back in history at, say, the 1500s, they show us with a horse and buggy. But a lot of these buildings has shown to go back to that very time period, to the 15 to the 1400s. There are cities that exist during a time period where our history books would say, you know, we're still in a primitive state. So I'm challenging that right there. And that challenge starts right here because I realized there was an event that happened and we don't really talk about the event because it seems like secluded to one area. But when you really look at it, it is a worldwide event that, in my opinion, could cause, you know, a lot of the cities to be emptied. So I want to look at this right here. It says, was the Black Death in the 12th century? So I'm wondering, did the plague affect more places than Europe? And could that possibly be a reasoning for why a lot of the people weren't around, because possibly they passed from the disease? It says the plague pandemic hit the world in 3 waves from the 1300s to the 1900s and killed millions of people. So this is saying for the last 600 years, there have been plagues that have killed off the world. It says plague pandemics hit the world in 3 waves. So there's been 3 pandemics that has possibly wiped millions off. So when I'm looking at the old world and those cities and not being able to find history or the people there, this is where I draw my, I guess my theory starts to go. It says the first wave, called the Black Death in Europe, was from the 1300s. And then it says the second wave was in the 1500s. So it's making me wonder, you know, was this pandemic greater than, you know, what the history books are telling us? So we're going to look at that right there, because another question I have is, was these pandemics premeditated? Were they literally made and put out on the public? And that's why I said, you know, I've seen things that led me to believe that this was set up by a kind of breakaway society, some type of secret society that literally had a plan to let the world fall so that they can come back and basically rule it.
this one trick. Check this out.
So with this right here becomes the plague doctor. You know, was there anybody
Definitely seen them
possibly
before.
that could administer such a drug or anything of that nature to the public to where such a pandemic could start? You know, a lot of the buildings were grand buildings. So my mind is open to the factor that their science was just as grand as their buildings. So I do wonder, were they tampering with old genes, DNA, you know, old diseases? You know, I don't think that's secluded to just like our time right here. But this is the plague doctor. And the next picture is the thing that really made me feel like the occult had something to do with this right here. Right here is a very interesting picture right here, because there are subtle things throughout, and you can easily pass this up if you didn't understand the symbols. But the biggest piece that stood out to me was the symbol on the end of the stick that the plague doctor has. If you look at the symbol on the end of the stick to the right, it shows bat wings on a stick with an hourglass. Now, in my study, I've learned that those bat wings, those wings right there, are connected to occultic religions. It's connected to bloodlines. And that's the reason why I said quite possibly a breakaway society might have caused a plague that unalived a lot of people so that they can come back and rule. The plague doctor is holding a particular symbol in his hand, and we'll get into that bat symbol right there, that bird symbol that's on the stick right there. And then the obvious hourglass, like as if time is running out. If you look below, you know, the people seem to be running from the plague doctor. Like they got the city on the right. The people are running from the plague doctor, and he has that symbol in his hand. So I know we've been taught like that doctor was there to help people. And, you know, that could have been some rewritten history, because a lot of the illustrations show this doctor in the opposite manner. So I am starting to wonder, was the plagues that started in the 1300s, were they man-made, put together, you know, to exterminate the population so that they can come back and have power? And it seems that way because we don't remember none of the buildings that were built, and we don't have no history of any of the people who worked in it or lived amongst it right there. It's a total blank. If you look to the bottom, what's extra interesting, there's a date, and it says Anno in the yellow right there. I'm saying that that is a J, 656. Now, some can look at that as an I, 656, but I look at that as a J, 656. And this is part of the reason why I think that an event happened, is because this falls into the 1,000 years added. If a bunch of people were alive, like unalived, from the 1300s to the 1900s by a pandemic, then who would be around to argue about what time period we are in? Because we're not looking at the magnitude of what this pandemic was right here. So that was something I looked at, was that date. I think that's a J, 656. And then I'm saying they possibly added 1,000 years. But what we're going to look at is the bird wings that is on the blood, like the plague doctor's staff. When I looked at that, it took me immediately into all the occultic symbols that I've seen. And one to the top left is interesting because that is the very occultic that I thought of, is that they use that bat symbol. You know, sometimes they attach it to the head, like to the back of the head, just like the picture to the right. Well, the bat symbol can change. Those wings can change into a bird piece in behind the head. And if you look below, that is out the movie Conan. The same thing with this bat wings behind the head. This is the reason why I said that those wings on the end of the stick remind me of occultic things. It remind me of this bloodline family or a possible breakaway society. And if you look to the further left right here, you see there's a black woman and a young male, but she has that bat wings behind her head. This is very old. And then he has the snakes right underneath. So this is occultic to me. When I see him with the wings right there, he doesn't look like a normal doctor. And this is the reason why I said, is it possible that, you know, we come out of a great era, but in that era, in this last era, it seemed to me like something caused the death of everyone. And like I said, from that emerged like new winners.
Here's how savvy investors are getting the government to send them tax checks.
This is a hidden gem.
So all the illustrations that I was looking at, if you have it with that bird stick, you always see him in the destruction mode or near destruction. So I'm asking myself, was there something causing the plagues in the world? And this picture is the greatest one right here. I believe that there is a breakaway society that possibly unalived millions of people in order to get power. And when they got that power, you know, they did away with all the history, destroyed all the buildings, gave you your last look far as the exhibitions, wiped it all away because that society is unremembered. We do not remember this right here. Like, I feel like our society woke up around about the 1700s. We don't have that pure history going into the 1300s and say the 1200s, where possibly these buildings were active. But something that I wanted to look at when it came to this plague, something that's interesting, and we're going to look at timeline, because timeline is what makes this interesting. It said, during the 14th century, the bubonic plague or Black Death killed more than 1/3 of Europe or 25 million people. Now, I think that that is modest. I really think that is modest. And I'm saying that this plague right here, I believe it to be man-made. I believe it to be something that is applied to the public. Down below in the yellow, it said recurrent plague, creating recurrent plagues cycle from Bronze Age into modern day California, Mongolia. Like the Black Plague has been around since the Bronze Age right here. I want to keep that in thought. When I look at these buildings, I cannot sit and think, if you had the ability to build this, that your science wasn't there just as strong as your mathematic ability. So I do believe that just like today, we dabble with science, we dabble with genes, we dabble with diseases. I believe those things were operated just as well also. But when I compare the history, this is where it gets interesting, because the bubonic plague is said to have been something that comes through cycles and has existed since the Bronze Age. And then when I look to the right, when it comes to COVID, because the question was asked, how old is COVID? And something interesting to the yellow, it said paleovirology evaluations have provided affirmation that coronavirus history goes that back to more than 20,000 years ago and originates in East Asia, or the east parts of Asia right there. So it's 20,000 years, the Bronze Age. Do you see what I'm saying? Also, it said modern day California and Mongolia, where on the right it said it originates in the east part of Asia. So I'm saying, is the Black Plague and COVID the same disease? See, this is something that is man-made. Even if they found it, it's something that has been applied to us, to me, since the 1300s. Like they have been sickening the population since the 1300s, probably taking out thousands and millions of people right here. But this timeline is awfully close. COVID has been around for 20,000 years, and the bubonic plague has been around since the Bronze Age. So isn't that the same time period? And then one originates in Mongolia and the other one originates in the east part of Asia. This is too coincidental. I believe during that 1300 period, because they said it was like rats and dirty animals that caused the plague. I believe that they might have did something to the animals and then let them run in the public, and people got sick from this right here, sick from this plague right here. I believe that that bubonic plague was the plague that took out the last paradigm. And I believe there is a secret society, that's why I was showing those back wings, that hid itself, like maybe underground, while those on the top perished.
Would it be a bad idea if you use our credit card to pay for your marketing? Actually, it is a shark from the TV show Shark.
I want to look at this even deeper. It says the plague pandemic hit the world in 3 waves. So we have to think about that. It hit the world. It says from the 1300s to the 1900s. Millions died. So we don't know if it was 10 million truly, or if it was 10 billion. And this is the reason why I'll really go and say that right there. It says the first wave was in the 1300s. And then it says the second wave was in the 1500s. Well, when was the third wave? At the top, the pandemic hit the world in 3 waves. They've only said 2 of the waves. What's the third wave? See, we just went through COVID. We just went through the third wave. And I'm saying the COVID was possibly the bubonic plague that they were trying to get everybody to voluntarily have injected in them. That is just my opinion right there. But when I look at that right there, we're talking about 700 years of something or someone or groups of people who has been placing a virus on the population. And I believe during this time period really killed off uncountable amounts of people. And this is the reason why you can't find anybody in those cities. It's because they were all sickened to death right there. It does not say the third wave. We were the third wave. We avoided it. I don't believe that they were able to avoid it like we were. This is the reason why I said I think that technology existed at that time period. I think during the 1600s, 15, 14, 13, they had the technology to make diseases. And I believe they used that on the population from, it said literally the world. So we're talking Europe, possibly Africa, America, South America. It started in South Asia We're talking about a pandemic that I believe that is done by, in my opinion, a breakaway society, because those bat wings are connected to the occult right there. That those wings that the plague doctor is carrying, that is connected to the occult. But if we go into numbers, because this plague started in the 1300s, I believe it killed more than 25 million people in Europe, quite possibly into the 100 millions. Reason why I say that is because that is what happened here in America. So we're talking during the 1500s, because it said there was an event in the 13, 15, and never gave the third one. It says it is estimated that the total Native American population of America to be 90 to 114 million people. That was during the time of the 1500s. About 90% due to disease, with the lowest Native American population recorded in 1900. So we're talking about 90% died due to disease. That means 10 million out of 114 million. Well, we gotta look at things more grander. Because these numbers are modest. If you got 114 million people dying here, then I have to think that there was billions that was dying. These numbers is modest. Just like in Europe, 25 million, I think those numbers is modest. It's not telling the true amount, because all these cities are great cities. They're all over the world, especially throughout Europe. They're all over the world. These great cities that had electricity. It looks like millions of people live there, and that society is gone. And they are just leave it to disease. I believe it's a created disease. It says the initial 50 years after Columbus' arrival devastated the population of the Caribbean and Mesoamerica. So I'm saying that these people came with a pandemic and poisoned the Americas, poisoned South America, poisoned Central America, and also poisoned Europe. I believe they poisoned, and this is why I said a breakaway society, a bloodline society, a group of people. They don't have to be the same race. It seems to me in the past came together, and this is where you get a lot of these underground cities, because these people lived here while those above were passing away from all these diseases. Basically, I'm saying the bubonic plague is another form of coronavirus, and we were so close to being unalive, just like that last paradigm, just like the cities we were just looking at.
Some of my kids are top of their class, and I fully attribute IXL to helping them reach that goal.
If we even go a little harder, smallpox, is that another form of some type of COVID, man-made disease? It says how the smallpox devastated the Aztecs. So during the 1500s, they were being attacked. It says within 2 years, the Aztec ruler Montezuma was dead. The capital of Teno was captured, and Cortez had claimed the Aztec city. None of the enemies were sick. The whole society of the Aztecs died from this pandemic. The same thing that was hitting the other group for 114 million. That's why I said these numbers are bigger. They're grander. I want you to see something. This is where the Aztecs lived. This is Mexico when it was an island before they took the water out. So we talking about the Aztecs were living in castles. You can see that right there. That's castles right there. That's buildings that is up to par living. These people have mathematics. There is a problem with our history. So we're talking about people who live like this being wiped out from a plague. And when we go to look at the history, the breakaway society that had survived has rewrote the history as the Aztecs being tribal people who walk around naked. They don't show that these people come from a castle. And yeah, why would they? Everybody's been alive, and that was unalive, and that was on purpose right there, because that is how we gain amnesia. Here's another picture of the Aztec city. If you notice the long little line right there, there's this long wall right there. And the previous one is a long wall right there. So it's the same thing, long wall. If you notice, they got the Aztecs even looking black down there. They've hid a lot of history. And the only way that this history gets hidden is by an amnesia. And I'm saying that amnesia comes from a plague I believe they put into the world. I believe that bubonic plague is something that was created just like the coronavirus. I think they're both the same. It says it's been putting plagues out since the 1300s. So that means for 700 years, the world has been dying from disease. And I'm saying this is man-made, done by a breakaway society. So that bat wings that's on the end of that stick, it connects to a greater situation right there. I know that they'll tell us that this is just a regular recurring situation, but I believe that that is why all the cities are empty. It's because everybody fell sick to a plague. And the ones who are ruling right now do not want no one to know that right there. They just rather not talk about that. Like, we're talking about Egypt, and yet we cannot talk about the cities that we're standing on top of. I think these cities are the ones they were hiding in, while the people above was passing from a plague that's been around since the 1300s. It's been 700 years. It said the plague started in the 1300s. They had another plague in the 1500s. And where was the third one? That was us. But we survived this plague. The other ones didn't. Millions and billions, I believe, passed. So I just think we got to be open-minded. And this is the reason why I said my channel, it's designed to challenge history. Like, I don't believe that I have to agree with it because some high scholar wrote it. That high scholar is also a part of that same occult. So he's sitting in a position with his degree to write whatever objective that they want everybody to receive. And I disagree with, their take on it. They minimize that time period. And I'm saying that is the reason why we cannot find nobody in those cities, is because they, in my opinion, applied a plague to the world. So with that, family, until the next time, I know my videos is challenging, and they're meant to be challenging. Like I said, I don't feel like you have to agree. I don't think you should go out there and make things up. So I do try to do my due diligence to prove that this is, an issue versus just declaring it. And to have COVID and the bubonic plague at the exact same time period, 20,000 years ago, Bronze period, that means that you quite possibly had someone creating that disease and putting it out on the public, because COVID as of today was created in a laboratory, something that was already in the world.
That's a fact.
And it was put out on the public. So we have to watch everything. We have to watch it all. And to the next time, family, thank you for watching this far. I appreciate it. What's good, family? Check out this
bro.
coin
That shit's
from
crazy,
1704.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was pretty deep. That was real deep. I could see that. Especially back then, and even now with this technology and how they be experimenting on us.
And that shit is crazy, bro. Because that article was dated August 19, 2019, where it said the world had three pandemics, and it said the 1300s, and it said the 1500s, and it never said the third one. And
Right,
that article is from August 19th when COVID happened.
right.
That's why I'm like, maybe, you're putting pieces together and you're trying to figure out where everybody went. And I'm just saying, it looks like a nasty pandemic that,
I mean, you have to
like I said,
think.
how could we remember? Everybody's unalive. How are you going to remember?
You got all those like you said, those they were real populated cities, and then all of a sudden they just people just all either disappear or what I'm saying.
And see, I don't see it as in as all of a sudden. I'm like, they went and cleared all them people out.
Yeah, and I can see that like you say, like a deeper society or another society that's just trying to move out them and then bring in a new world order. So, yeah, that's deep, bro. Y'all make sure y'all check out BrothaPUSH. This is one of his shorts. The Anunnaki gods never left, and we saw those UFOs, right? They try to shoot out with a what was it, Hellcat missile?
What's
Yeah, that was
good,
crazy.
family? Check out this coin from 1704.
1704, y'all.
When the books were burnt and the land was being conquered, coins was used to record events or express ideology. This coin shows a belief and a possible event. You can see two people facing an altar praising the triangle or the all-seeing eye. On the other side of the coin, there is a face in the sky, causing a great destruction below. Do you think the coin is telling you the people praise something that could destroy them from above? This reminds me of the Tower of Babel. This illustration shows a cloud over the tower, destroying the building below. Family, do you think the coin and the Babel illustration show the type of event that happened in our past? The great wind or cloud that destroyed buildings below? On the first coin, I show people praising the triangle in the sky. Is it possible these clouds are airships like Independence Day? Look at this close. Do you see the people praising the triangle sun? And on the right, there is a cloud face causing destruction. Family, you gotta put this together. Are they praising the being with a triangle over his head? Is this the cloud face destroying the buildings? Is that an Independence Day ship he's flying in? They burnt the books. Could coins be used to record the past? Friend up, drop a like.
Bro, that last coin was a 16th century coin.
Man.
From the 16th century. Like, think about that. Like, they were putting that on coins in the 16th century, that image.
Yeah, it's some deep shit and a lot of stuff that they don't want. They pretty much buried, and at this point, like you said, it's amnesia, history amnesia going on. So just to see that, okay, they had that type of technology flowing back then, but they want us to believe that it just came in the last couple hundred years ago. So only about 150 years ago, as far as power, electricity, and all this.
Check this out, bro. The refrigerator,
right.
The first freezer, it was made, they're like put out to the public, say around about 1910. They had a freezer, bro, hundreds of years before the public got to have a freezer. That's how deep it is.
Right.
I mean, imagine somebody for a long time being able to keep their food cold while everybody else.
Well, I mean, in Egypt, they
That's what I mean when I say but see, that's what I mean when I say that breakaway society.
Yeah.
That old tech was taken away. So you got to realize, like, for say, black people in America, we were coming off a reservation, bro. A
Right.
reservation is a POW camp. It's not a choice place you choose to go. It's a place where you're gathered up and placed at. So we were placed on reservations before we were placed on plantations. That means right there that the ones who were placed on reservations was the ones who survived the sickness. The problem is we don't remember how long we've been on that reservation to where ancestors passed, and who's going to tell the old stories. Say California had water in it once upon a time. That's
Right.
how
Right.
deep this is.
Yeah, that's a fact, though. And a lot of people, just like even when you spoke on the Mexico City, like a lot to this day don't know that that was an island or it had water around it.
Exactly, and you seen them castle on there, bro.
Yeah,
And that was black people who owned that. That was
and
black people that was living in those castles
then
in the
to
fifteen hundreds.
make them, give us the we're primitive, y'all y'all could never achieve those type of feats. We couldn't do none of that type of technology, and it's a lot of shit that's just been hitting. I saw a video where it just showed a series of different inventors that was by our people and whatnot, but replaced by palm colored folk. So I mean, yeah, they definitely in a mission even to this day to hide our history. So it's good that we got people like yourself that's gonna take the time to go through the research
You
and
know what's crazy,
expose this
bro?
shit.
You know those Olmec heads that they show? If I'm showing you castles right there in the
All
1500s,
right, I
black
was going
people living in
to get
castles, bro.
to the
I'm
pyramid
saying
side of
those
it too.
people right there, bro, those people made those heads. But they'll tell you, oh, this is some ancient stuff. No, no, no. I'm saying literally in the 1500s, the black people, the Aztec, the people they call Aztecs, was living with electricity in their buildings in the 1500s. Edison did not invent electricity. It
No,
has
no.
already been invented, bro. Benjamin Franklin, whoever the hell. I'm just saying, all of it's a lie.
That's a fact. Hey man, I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe to our channels, and pull up, keep your notifications on. We're gonna come back with some new conspiracy hour, you know, um, and information. Keep your mind open, to get out of the norm. YouTube debauchery where it's just a bunch of ignorant shit going on. So it's like it's good to hear this type of stuff because a lot of this stuff I know that I'm either rediscovering or never knew about. You know, some of this stuff I'm like, oh yeah, I knew about that or I heard about that, but the detail my brother be doing and give y'all gotta gotta give credit where credit's due. This dude's putting a lot of work. I'm gonna show y'all his channel, and before that, we're gonna show you another part of this whole crazy thing with this Charlie Kirk. So they got his wife kissing his hands or whatever. Now, doesn't his hands look like they're mannequins? Like this is all fake. Let's get this. And check out the ring that she has on. Not the diamond studs ring. G. Look at the ring next to it.
Bro, ain't nobody filming that moment with me right there. No one's filming that moment right there. That is like the most
Stage.
solitude moment that you could have. Everybody's gonna be sitting far back. There's no cameras near me at that moment right there. That's crazy. That's set up.
Now look at his hands. Oh no. Them hands look fake as hell. They're like mannequin hands. check her ring, you may have to go on Twitter. But the ring next to the middle finger, it has a crest on it. It's a straight like coat of arms on it, straight up. Definitely was Masonic. Like Bruh said, why would they have cameras? Oh, we gotta show this close-up shot of her kissing her husband's, cold hand and telling the world, "Oh, I love you." This type of shit should be private, right? Come on. Yo, I appreciate you, Sharon. Salute, salute. Hey, we gonna come back, man. Make sure y'all tap in, keep the notifications on. Now, y'all know it's a lot of shit going down. I got this reaction that I'm working on. I just seen it pop up. There's a lot of talk on YouTube about these 50-50 yards, SNY, and other situations, going on with the folks, and you know good if you're on the 50-50 yard or whatever. So it's Cam Capone just put out an interview. This guy, he's like an ex-CEO or whatever. He's breaking it down, what's going down, behind the walls, and how our governor, if you're in California, Gavin Newsom, and the rest of them boys setting up these inmates, you know what I'm saying, putting them in these situations to kill each other. So, we're going to go through that, definitely setting them up, putting, cats that's either, they ain't got no bad paperwork, and now they on the yard with somebody who's a chomo or whatnot, or, child rapist or whatever, and then they expecting them to program with these people. And they know that putting them on the yard is going to start these riots, which has already started. So, yeah, we're going to get into that. So y'all keep your notifications on, man. Y'all stay safe, man. We out this bitch.
I'm a day one from my section. It ain't nothing you can tell, 'cause I stay dangerous and keep a weapon. 'Cause I'm a real one from my set. I'm a day one from my section. I was 15s, I was there in them trenches. I'm GTG, I was training, go get it. Niggas that know me know I'm with the business. Don't go back and forth with no nigga like tennis. If you from the hood, why you acting all timid? Niggas rap cap and they gon' pretend. Live what I rap, rap what I live. You a day one, I'm a day one from my section. It ain't nothing you can tell, 'cause I stay dangerous and keep a weapon. 'Cause I'm a real one from my set. I'm a day one from my set.
I've been around and out and way home. The circuit locals having meetings in his backyard. They don't know about the shit that I done been through. Facts. Niggas talking all that shit, but we don't know him. We don't know you. Facts. I put some money on my stones. They went to jail, I bought all his kid clothes. My nigga, like you say, we can't beef over no hoes. Every car I done drove, my day one then drove. That's facts.
I'm a day one from my section.
That's real.
It ain't nothing you can tell, blood. I stay dangerous and keep a weapon. 'Cause I'm a real one from my set. I'm a day one from my section.
Just got off the phone with my dog, he said the feds watch. Gotta watch the circle you keep, the streets guys. You know that they hate to see racks in your pocket. Chains with gold watches, Dickies, real flashy. Dickies, but it little I just got it from Rodeo. I could blow a check, but I'd much rather stack it lay low. What's up with a baddie, more than mine,
mind like it's Play-Doh, and now she on my payroll, addicted to the Fago. I'm a day one from my section. It ain't nothing you can tell.
FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com.
Nigga got a grip